When I tell people that I am mental and go to the Institute of Mental Health for medication, people don't believe me. Recently, a reader commented in my blog that he suspected I was bipolar. Now, maybe, people will believe I am mental. Reader said to AK. Saw your video on bank runs in the USA and why we must do defensive investing. You also invested in OCBC at $12 a share, but remind yourself of further problems spreading from bank runs in the USA and also how it may affect confidence in Singapore banks if there is another bank run. Why invest in OCBC then at $12 a share if there is a possibility of another bank run happening in USA? And how it may spread to Singapore banks or result in a loss of confidence in Singapore banks where their stock prices may take a hit? It seems that AK is being bipolar here. When USA has another bank run spreading but there is no bank run on Singapore banks, what will you do with your bank shares? I became bipolar too after watching both your videos. I am having the same problem here as 50% of my portfolio is in Singapore banks. I am also thinking of adding OCBC at $12 a share too. Hope to hear your comment on this to help clarify my bipolar mind a bit. From Wisely. Blogger AK said the following in reply to reader. What goes on in my mind, I share in my blogs and my videos. The fact is there are many things we don't know about the economy. Perfect knowledge only exists in economic classes. However, if we let fear of the unknown stops us from acting, then, we would never ever invest in anything. All we can do is to act on what we know but be humble enough to admit that we don't know what we don't know. So, we do not want to be overly optimistic, which is why we should inject some degree of defensive investing in our behavior. This is what I have been doing as I increased the proportion of fixed income in my portfolio in recent months as the front end of the yield curve has been elevated. I would stay invested in Singapore banks and probably add at support levels I have identified because they are well capitalized, well managed and well regulated. So, our local banks are relatively safe investments, but I won't throw in everything including the kitchen sink. To add this. At UOB recent annual general meeting, the chief risk officer said the following. UOB liquidity position is very flush, putting it in a comfortable position amid recent turmoil in the global banking industry. Said the bank's chief risk officer Chan Kok Song at its annual general meeting on Friday, April 21st. The sky is not falling, but we want to have a bunker nearby if it does fall.